Design a good study in 50 steps. Step 25, it only takes 25 steps to design a good study is where I'm at. So this is the final step in designing a good study. And it is about sharing out your data. You did all your analysis, you wrote them up all nice, now you're turning it into a report, you're turning it into an article you're gonna submit for peer review, whatever. There are some key things that you need to include. Please make sure you have adequately described who is in your study. Give key characteristics that matter, say how you recruited these people, like go in deep so that people have a good idea of like, when you report this data, this is like the group I'm talking about that these things were true for. Make sure you talk about the what, like give us your study protocol, right? Like I wanna know the survey questions you asked. I wanna know if you were counting up how many decisions people make in a day, how you defined a decision and how you helped people to count them up. Like give us the details so we can fully understand what went down in your study. Obviously include the date, give us the when was this data collected? Sure, that's things like the year it was collected, but it's also things like, are there current events that matter? I just had a study published and we collected data right at the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic. That's important for people to know, so we need to share that. So like, what are the key happenings that could influence how people understand your findings? Obviously, you're giving details on like the geography, like where this data was collected. Maybe you can't say exactly where because of privacy concerns, that's okay, but you still want to give details like I collected data in a big city or 10 big cities or in a small farm town or, you know, off the coast of Australia. I don't know, but like give us that context. And then of course, always bring it back to like the why, like what was your motivation behind collecting this data? The recap. It's helpful context for understanding your study. Lastly, make your dang study available. Like I strongly urge you to publish open access or do like a preprint edition that people can view for free. Knowledge is important and we should be like sharing. Like doing these studies and then locking them up behind paywalls where people could never read them or make sense of them. Like that is just so wild to me. As a bonus, this will be helpful for you because if you don't make your study such that everyone can read it, they're gonna look at the title, they're gonna look at the abstract, they're gonna look at whatever they can get for free, and they're gonna draw conclusions because they can't see the full story, subject to misinterpretation. Insert all the criticism I hear where people are like, oh, but like the prestigious journals are paywalled and I can't make it open access, blah, blah, blah. Like, I think we need to reset our priorities, okay? Like, I think research and knowledge is so important. And I also completely understand why it has utterly lost credibility. And it's because of these processes where we hide research, where we make research inaccessible, where we write it in ways where no one outside of your field could possibly understand it. Like, I get it. I get why people hate on it. So like be part of the change. Be a cool researcher who describes everything in like a really easy, fun to follow way and where people can actually like use your data, can make sense of your data. Like that's step 25, y'all. Like be a good researcher. Be a researcher for the people. Is that how you do that? I don't even know.